What's Papino? What's Papino? Zeke Black is in the building. Um, this is episode 3. I had to throw the polo on for the culture, for the cloth. Shout out to Brooklyn. This is just a representation of the low lives. You know what I'm saying? The low lives. Salute to, Woody, you know what I'm saying? Woody Low, and the whole low life family. The whole Ralphie kids, that situation. They was outside doing all that cloth. Some of you guys may have watched Kanan 3 and y'all seen the low life. Low lives, that was a serious situation in New York City, economic. They changed the boosting game. You know what I'm saying? But needless to say, part of our culture. Dress the way dudes put on their garments. So definitely shout out to the lowlifes. This is episode 3, so I have to do it for New York. This one's for New York. The Nas documentary, series part 3. It touched home. Definitely the last episode. I got a story for you. Definitely shout out to Southern Belle Wifey. I got a story for you guys. First, it's always good to hear the people speak and have a chance to speak. Back then, the bloggers, the media, the sources, the 5 magazines, they was putting out articles when at a time legally Murder Inc. couldn't speak for themselves because of legal situations. They didn't want to say the wrong thing. Bad enough, they was being sued by a record label that's called TVT Records, because at one point in time, before Def Jam, they was signing the Blunt Records under the Cash Money clique. In the early 90s, right? The early 90s. You remember Mike Geronimo, Ja Rule, right? Remember that? Cash Money clique, Queens, Northside. Remember they had the rap videos, early 90s. Early mid-90s. You remember that, 93, 94. The first time I heard about the Cash Money clique was my man Gigi. Smooth from Northside, Queens, Hollis. Gigi was familiar with the Young Guns. He was also familiar with the GM family that was in Albany, New York. He was always in Albany. But Gigi wasn't getting money with the GM family. He was just, that's those was his day ones. For those that may not know who Gigi is, when Fab first got on, because Gigi and Cab Webb was real tight. When Fab first got on, the situation happened, and Gigi passed away. Rest in peace to Gigi. That's a good friend of mine. So 113th and Farmers Boulevard. Some of y'all might even know. Real good friend of mine. He put me onto the Cash Money clique. He didn't want to put me on the DJ Clue. I love mixtapes because they would come back. I said, hang out with them. I would go to Queens and we'd get mixtapes. He put me on to Mike Geronimo. Not just him, but Marley and them. Because one thing about Queens cats, they represent each other. So they would come back with these sounds, this music. You know what I'm saying? Now, according to magazine reports, Irv Gotti met Supreme at a movie shoot. Now, I'm going to take it back again, another history lesson. When we were in the early 90s, for me, when I was in jail, the books, like nowadays, you got Dutch 1, Dutch 2, Be More Careful, and all that other stuff that's running around. Back then, our hood books was Donald Goines book series. Our hood books was Iceberg Slim. My generation. Those are the books that we read on Rikers Island, books that we read in Albany County Jail. These are the books that floated around these facilities. So, they claim that Irv Gotti met Supreme at a movie shoot where he was doing a movie about one of those books. That was a lie. They knew each other other since the Blunt record days when he was doing Cash Money Click before he got signed to Def Jam Records, before A Thought of Murder Inc. When these guys was chasing early hip hop dreams. When Death Row had hip hop in a gridlock. When Mobb Deep was popping heavy. Shook Ones. Remember Shook Ones? Mike Geronimo. Onyx. Early 90s. Shout out to Queens, man. But that was a lot. They was cool with Queen back then. But see, they couldn't speak up because other than the feds on their back, they're being sued by TVT Records that's trying to say that, yo, you owe us some royalties for Ja Rule, whatever the case may be. Now remember, we're talking about Blunt Records. Now, we never knew, because see, this is what I mean. Everybody, this is the first time I've heard this, that Jay-Z and one of the owners of Rough Riders gave Preem money to help him make this movie, that movie. Irv just helped seal the deal with him, with the soundtrack with Def Jam, and got him some money in the budget. But got to keep in mind, him and Irv been friends since the early 90s. We allowed the narrators of the day, dudes that's not from our culture, to speak for our culture and say like, nah, Irv didn't know him, he was soft and scared. So Irv been going to the South Side. Irv got what you Jack and Parkhouse in the building. Irv been going to the South Side. Hip hop in the streets. Jay-Z, now why would Jay-Z go, yo, here, take this money for this budget to make this movie? Why would Jigga do that, right? So that was that. So episode 3, that was very educated. That was educated. Wait a minute. So hold on. So you've been new since the Cash Money Click days. Before you sold 300 million records and produced 9 platinum albums and Ja Rule was going all over the world with J-Lo and the rest of that, when y'all was just chasing hip-hop dreams before you got the rustle. That's why it's good to let the people speak for themselves. Now, Irv Gotti can speak for himself. Nas put together a very well-versed documentary. It wasn't all about the Preem team. It was about those brothers. He had all the key players. If you don't know who Corey was, then that's just your fault. You know what I'm saying? When Eric Adams said that these guys are CEOs, it's because he was ghetto CEOs. Now, getting into the get down, I've been watching what's going on YouTube. And I like to salute everybody that's making content on this Nas thing, documentary. If they like it or not, their opinions matter. But they felt could have did more, what could have been less. Shout out to Gully TV, what he felt. Because you build relationships with people. He's built a relationship with Benny, where he might have felt where Benny should have been in this. Salute to him, bro. Salute by at least speaking on the topic, bro. Giving people a chance. If you don't speak on it, nobody's going to check. So thank you, Gully TV. Even Glaze. Glaze, as a journalist, I got to respect that. Got to respect his journalism. May not like anything else he might have done, but it's not for me to judge. I'm not 50, 60 years old. It's not for me to, yo, son, we have nothing in common. Glaze did a good job. Shout out to Mook Diamonds. He had like a movie shown, I think, last night somewhere in Queens, somewhere. Mook Diamonds, who's actually in the documentary. He did it like a movie show. All those that's showing that the stories that we heard about these hustlers, they're just not straight up killers and villains. And they were just the worst. These dudes just normal individuals that grew up in a Jim Crow up. And then there was an outlet in the street to make some money. So salute to all of them. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Thank you for doing your due diligence. So just hearing that Queen was around Irv Gotti when they was chasing dreams, he was just saying, yo, what you thinking, ideas. So it's only right what Irv said. Now I got $20 million. Your Queen was good. You believed in me. And I was just talking to death and went up in Queens and just get saucy and chilling with you on the south side. And you just, giving yourself, so we gonna make it, you would have make it because you still playing. Remember, the rapper back then, the hustler was still the hustler. So it was like, Queen, you still playing. Shout out to that, man. Shout out to that. Another thing about part 3 I got out of it was something that Irv Gotti said. They shut him down. The feds did shut him down. I remember in 2003, a good friend of mine named DJ Chris Cool, good friend of mine, almost 20 years. He was on a commercial radio station in Albany, New York called Jams 96.3. He goes, yo, Zeke, what's up? He picks me up. Yo, Zeke, I want you to come into the label. I'm going to New York to pick some records up. I'm making my move. I'm making them around. That's what a lot of DJs did. A lot of the times they'll ship you out the records, but you could also come in person to pick up records. So remember we went to Def Jam, Universal Boat. If you don't know, Universal is by like Park West and all that. But we went to the Universal, where Universal records at. If you've been in the building, when you first walked through the door, that's where Murder Inc. was at. We walked in, it was empty. The phone line, that whole area, it wasn't in the building no more. Then as you walk through, you see Rockefeller, as you see Def Jam. Now when we went in 2003, the day we went, we met up with a guy named Rob Love, before he went to J Records, and a guy named Sam Crespo. I got one hell of a memory. And he was pushing the Black album back there. Then he was pushing the Black album. Murder Inc. wasn't in the building. As soon as you walked in, all the, because back then, you see, the record label, they used to work the phones. If you worked, that's why it's always good to listen to somebody when they say, I work for the labels, I did that and the third. Was you working on the inside or was you a part of the street team in the street? The ones on the inside, they were the ones that working the phones, working these radio stations. That's when the radio had the hold on hip hop. That portion of Murder Inc. was empty. That same day, we was invited to a Universal Records party, award show. They was doing for DJs. Black Gangster, yes. We went to an award show for DJs. And Ja Rule had a song out too, called Clapback. But that day we went, I guess the day before, the night before, Jay-Z had just sent the promo to Flex. And Flex had was playing that song, Public Service Announcement, on Hot 97. So that was like that was the buzz. Yo, Jay-Z killed it with the Public Service Announcement. So my man Chris, he wanted it. Like he wanted that single. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you 2003. Because Elektra Records, they was disbanding them at Warner Brothers because you went there too. And at that point in time, Fab had put out the mixtape out. And I met CL. CL was pushing Mims back then. He was the head of promotions for Elektra Records. Now, and I'm like, we talking about some street hip hop shit. This is. So when Irv said that they shut him down, I got to witness that. They were shutting him down. They kicked them out the building. They wasn't in the building no more. You know what I'm saying? Universal Records is trying to separate themselves from that man. You know what I'm saying? That was a fact. Oh, that was a fact. Even though they tried to say they called weed or type of crazy, all type of crazy credit card scams, or type of, all the rumors you heard, he created his business by credit card scams or other stuff. No, he got legal money to invest in his dream. That's how that black gangster shit came together. I got to see that. That was something I got a chance to witness and see personally. Shout out to my man Chris Cool. Irv lost a lot of money, man. Irv Gotti and them guys lost a lot of money. He lost a lot of money. But in retrospect, they made a comeback. That award show that was on Bowery Street, I'm gonna tell the DJ who won that day. I met Crazy Legs there that day with DJ Jazzy Joyce. They gave him an award for like it was like every week it was doing DJ Appreciation Week. Shout out to Queens, man. So I remember that time. I definitely remember that time. Now, for a lot of you guys that I'm listening and I'm fact checking. I'm like, damn. And when 50 Cent did make the Ghetto Quran, nobody was really doing that. I mean, Mob Style made the songs that they made, but nobody was doing that in Queens, really, like rapping about certain things that was going on within that, South Side, they can't say that we heard on a national level out of their areas. So Preem might have been pissed off about it. But 50 Cent was able to take millions of dollars with a beef that he created through corporate America with Preem. His actual beef was actually with Murder Inc. You know what I'm saying? But just attaching Preem to the beef just gave it all the clout. As y'all call it, clout. It gave it, yo, these people were Murder Inc. and Preem, da. And then that gave it the clout. And then all you got to do is say is the real one killed you. Out of all the indictments I've read so far, they didn't say Homo shot him, but we don't know what I'm saying. It doesn't say, yo, homicide, Homo allegedly shot such and such the rap guy, none of that. They're just saying he got hit, he had a beef. So a lot of times it's the narrative. Once you have the media working for you, we can't lie. He had the media. He was the hottest rapper in America. So now you got these journalists that's going to play to your words, and they can flip words around, and they can flip it around and make it sense. So a lot of you guys believe that Irv Gotti was around Preem because Preem met him at a video shoot. It was a well-versed story. He met him at a video shoot with somebody, and you know what I'm saying? Yep, they had a group called the Murderers. I remember my man from, I forgot his son's name. In fact, his son was from Marcy. He had to tape his feet. He let us hear that shit. They had a group called the Murderers or something like that. It was Ja Rule X. It was DMX, Ja Rule, and Jay-Z. Facts. They just put together like a super group. My man, I forgot his son's name, man. But he used to be with us in Albany, New York. He was from Marshall. We call him Bigger, something like that. It was something with a B. Haven't seen him in years. You know what I'm saying? Him and Flea B was real cool, was real tight with each other. But yeah, because he was real tight with Bleak. He said, "I Bleak my man," all thing. But touching on that was a different time. Just to hear that Jay-Z and one of the CEOs of the Rough Riders gave Preem money for his dream. So Jay-Z been investing with dudes, man. He's been trying to look out for dudes. Who'd have thought that? But they can't say that because he's fighting for his freedom. He's not trying to say, yeah, Jay gave me 100,000. Y'all trying to say I'm a killer. I'm this kingpin guy. One thing I'm gonna say about the Preem situation is they always had that cop shit over there. That cop situation always over their head. They always had that. They always had that cop killer thing over their head. If he was involved, he wasn't involved, they always pinned the story together. They always said, well, one of the Preem team guys did it. That's why it's so good that these guys are able to speak. Yeah. Yeah. So they told, so now you got the writers, you got the writers, the magazine guys, the MTVs, the journalists. They're just putting these stories, these narratives together. So now the world knows they knew each other since the early 90s. Before Murder Inc. Before he was throwing out, when they was just doing videos, selling the video music box, Cash Money clip. Y'all remember the Mike Geronimo videos, knows it? Yeah? Facts. Now they showed something that was a little good graphic. They showed the actual videotape part with about the E-money bags and the girl was recording it. They're making content off of this case. A guy named Lucas Stephens. Lucas Stevens, he's doing one also. I got a chance to inbox him to speak, and I told him that anything I could do to help push this project, I do this for the culture. Spoon, I guess you call him Spoon. He's doing something. And what I liked was he hit me back. He was actually conversing. Actually, this is no, I don't do this many times. I'm gonna do this for y'all. I hit him up yesterday, right? This is me and him. This is me and him. Me and him. Y'all know him, Lucas Spoon. Some of y'all call him Spoon. I said, good afternoon. I know you don't know me, but if I can help promote your Supreme documentary content on my platform, I'll do it. He goes, seems like you're already doing it. Because I've been doing, the Crown Courts. So he goes, thank you, appreciate you. Where you from? I said, I'm from East Harlem, but in the early 80s and in the late 80s, early 90s, I used to be with the crew from Queens. So tell me about your page and what you're trying to do with it. Which one? I said, the GM family from Hollis and the Young Guns. My people's knowledge born was from the South Jamaica, Queens. He said, okay, cool. I like to do classic New York stuff and how we came out of a crazy generation. Because it seems you put a visual to Preem's case, which is a win. I'm tired of trolls telling people our stories. I get it. Everyone has a story from their own eyes. So sometimes the story gets distorted. If you can send me a flyer, I can post it on my platform. You know what I'm saying? Nas created a lane where New York speaks on New York without nothing tainted. This is me, and he's a great guy. He's made movies. Y'all see him in the rap videos. Y'all see him in some of these pictures with Fat Cat. Shout out to, and definitely check out his content. Now, as crazy as it sounds, he's done seen my content. You know what I'm saying? And I do this, and that's why you see me giving people their flowers, because it's not always about Zeke Black. Look, you know what I'm saying? I understand the cloth. I understand. The DocuSeries is on Showtime. The Nas DocuSeries is on Showtime. Yes, Showtime. It's on Showtime, sir. Check it out on the DocuSeries is on Showtime. That's me and Luca. That's me and Luca speaking yesterday. He's actually doing a visual. But just him communicating back to me, bro, means a lot. He got 31K followers. Zeke Black is jumping your DM. You ain't got to answer back. You see? He actually remembered Fat Cat. You know what I'm saying? To keep it towards you. And like I said, I do this for culture because I'm not a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? This is him in a picture with Fat Cat and Queen with him at the club. I believe at the Fever. That's him right there. That's Luca right there. With Fat Cat and Queen in the middle. So check out his content. He's doing the visuals to the court case. 150 Cent got something coming out. Check that out. Irv Gotti, he got something come out like around August 9th. Now I'm gonna tell you it's funny about the Irv Gotti situation. Again, small world, right? A good friend of mine is named Doug. We should be on Illinois together. We put a little bit of work in because we was on that triple O for show. You know what I'm saying? Put in that paint, painting the town red. On an O. I remember when he left, when John was making that 336 album, when he left, when they came and got him, like, yo, I'm going to John, I'm going to California with John. He's with them for 4 good summers. My man Dirk from the North Side. That's why I was running around with Pipeline Entertainment and all that. My man Pipe, J. Cool, Malik, Northside crew, you know what I'm saying? He shot out there. He went out there. He was actually the one in the I Cry video. The light-skinned guy. The homie. You know what I'm saying? But that, you know what I'm saying? Experience being around dudes. Being on the scene, being out, but y'all call outside. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't about me and him putting pain together. It's just that I met him through the Triple O for show days. That's how we met. That's how me and him met. You know what I'm saying? Life, and I already knew Life. I knew Life from the GM days. I knew Mikey B. Mikey B was locked up. I knew him from the GM days. I knew Marley from the GM days. I knew Suave from the GM days. GM is the, Glenn Marley family. Shout out to Infomons, you heard? Let's give you a brief description of Cream is really this hearing them speak in their words. We got to finally hear about the Cream team and what helped create the Cream team. Like damn, like California, you could say, right? Gang culture, they was in school, but over here, in certain areas, the 5% nation was growing. We had 2 individuals that came out of those cliques. Corey, he became like a captain in the police department. And you have the mayor of New York. He was a 7 Crown. Probably one of the richest. Come on, bro. A lot came out of this. Prince is working on trying to get out of jail right now. LL Cool J did a great job on the interview. Now they showed the part with the Jeep, E-money bags, they had surveillance in them, they kicked the doors in, and they found something. They found the video recording of somebody watching E-money bags. Well, I got some audio of the guys who actually did it. I'm not doing this in, you know what I'm saying, rest in peace of E-money bags. Yo, this is just all allegations with Cream. You know what I'm saying? I got the court audio. With all respect to Crown Courts TV, Maylene is actually doing the vocals. I'm not going to speak doing this recording. I'm going to let y'all hear the recording with no distractions. I'm going to allow y'all to hear the recording. It's Papino. They're speaking about the seniors. You're going to see the DocuSeries where they have part 3, where they had the Jeep and the recording. They found the tape in the stash house in Baltimore. This is the actual situation that happened to E-Money Bags. And it's crazy because it's over a lemon. Somebody sold somebody a lemon. I don't want to pay you back. And that created $1,000, created a $50,000 hit allegedly, and 2 individuals died, and a man sitting in jail for the rest of his life. Not for flipping a brick, but for murder for hire. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. This is one of the guys that was involved with the. This is one of the guys that was involved with the hit of E-Money Bags. And as crazy as it sounds, the man who's speaking about this, he's speaking about the E-Money Bags hit at World's Trial. Insane, right? But he's talking about the E-Money Bags hit at World's Trial because eBay was a part of another situation allegedly. But here we go. Shout out to Crown Court TV. It's for you, party people.
Good afternoon, Mr. Smiley. Good afternoon. Can you tell the jury how old you are? 41 years old. You might want to bring the mic a little bit closer to you. 41 years old. Are you currently in jail? Yes. How long have you been in jail for? 9 years. What are you currently in jail for, pleading guilty to? Hired for hit, for murder? And was that for one individual or 2? 2. Do you know the names of those 2 victims? Mr. Eric Smith and Mr. Troy Singleton? Now you pled guilty to both of those murders for hire, is that right? Yes. For Eric Smith, who did you do that crime with? A guy by the name of Russell Allen, Dennis Crosby, Broughton, and Mosley? How about Troy Singleton? Troy Singleton, a guy by the name of eBay, a guy by the name of Mosley, and myself? Were you hired to commit those 2 murders? Yes. Who hired you? Mr. Mosley. Do you know his first name? Emmanuel. I'm showing you what has been marked for identification. This is Government's Exhibit 79. Your Honor, Counsel, and I have stipulated this. This is the cooperation agreement. 79 in evidence. Do you recognize this document, Mr. Smiley? Yes. And is that the cooperation agreement that you pled guilty to? Yes. When did you plead guilty to this crime? December 2006. And you said you pled guilty to both of those murders for hire, is that correct? Yes. What's the minimum term in jail that you are facing? Life imprisonment. And the maximum term? Life. And as a result of that cooperation agreement, what's your obligation to the government? To tell the truth. What's your understanding of what the government's obligation is to you? To write a 5K1 motion to the judge? What's your understanding of what that 5K1 motion is? The judge makes a determination in the sentencing. Okay, what will that 5K letter include? My full cooperation. Would it also include your criminal history that we're about to talk about now? Yes. Do you have any promises as to what your sentence will be? No. Who is in charge of your sentence? The judge. And if you don't tell the truth, what is the sentencing you will be facing? Life imprisonment.
China was popping,
Mr. Smiley, you said you have been in jail for this past 9 years. Is that right?
Top of the morning, China. Salute, salute, salute. Salute to executioner. You already know Chicago finest. God Body 1989. Salute. What's Your Jacket podcast is in the building. The Wavy Music Group is here.
Yes. Have you gotten in any trouble while you have been in jail? Yes. Can you tell the jury what that is? I had 2 or 3 fights. I cursed out an officer. I went into the shoe. What's the shoe? The box. And how long were you there for? 45 days. Is that the only time you have been in the shoe for the past 9 years? Yes. Where did you grow up, Mr. Smiley? In Manhattan. Where in Manhattan? 155th Street and 8th Avenue. Is that Harlem? Yes. Who was in your household when you grew up? My mother, my 2 sisters, and my 2 brothers. Did you go to school up in Harlem? Yes. How far did you get in school? High school. Did you finish high school? No. What grade? I dropped out in high school. What grade? 10th grade. Why did you drop out? I was dealing in the streets. Dealing what in the streets? Dealing drugs. About how old were you at that time? 15. And were you selling on your own or were you selling for somebody? I was selling for a boss. Who was that? A guy by the name of Marlon. Where did Marlon sell? On 155th Street and 8th Avenue. What types of drugs were you selling then? Crack and cocaine. You said he was the boss, is that right? Yes. So what was your role? Just to sell the drugs? On the corner? Yes. Did you ever get arrested while you worked for Marlon? Yes. How old were you then? Maybe about 16, 17. Was that your first drug arrest? Yes. Do you remember what the circumstances were? I think they closed the case. They sealed the case the first time I got caught. Is that because you were a juvenile? Yes. Do you remember how you got arrested? I sold to an undercover officer. And did you plead guilty as a juvenile? Yes. And what was your sentence? At that time, I think I got a drug program. And the time you took a drug program, did you have a drug problem? Yes. What were you using? Marijuana. After the drug program, what did you do? Did you go back to Harlem? Yes. And did you find a job? No. What did you start doing? Continue to sell drugs again. Where were you selling then? The same spot, 155th Street. Did you get arrested again? Yes. And what was that for? I believe it was for cocaine. And just in terms of crack cocaine, what quantities were you selling? Small quantities, like vials. Did there come a time when you stopped selling crack cocaine? Yes. Why was that? I was getting in trouble too many times. And before that, did there come a time when something happened to Marlon? Yes. What happened? He got killed. And as a result, did you take over the corner there at 155th and 8th Avenue? Yes. Did you do that on your own? No, 2 of my friends was with me. Were you still selling crack at that time? Yes. About how old were you at that time? About 19, 20. And how long did you sell at the corner of 155th and 8th? Until 1997. And just to be clear, when you were selling there, was it just you and 2 friends, is that right? Yes. Were you just selling to customers or were you selling weight? Just to customers. How successful were you? Not too successful. And what happened in 1997 that made you stop? I was getting in too much trouble, so I just switched over from selling crack to straight coke. Why did you make that switch? It was an easier clientele. Can you just explain to the jury what you mean by that? Well, with the crackheads, it's more kind of petty, and with the coke users, they are more professional people. When you say you were getting into trouble, what kind of trouble were you getting into when you were selling on the corner? I was getting arrested for beating up customers, things of that nature. When you said you beat up a customer, can you explain why that happened? Well, customers owe me money and they don't want to pay, and I sold to them. And were you also involved in a shooting around that time in 1996 before you made the switch to selling cocaine? Yes. Can you tell the jury what happened then? A guy stole the guy's cell phone. He asked me to ride him off a pedal bike. I told him no. He tried to take the bike from me. We fought for the bike. He pulled out a gun on me. I told him that he better shoot me since he pulled out the gun. Let me stop you right there. You said a guy took a bike from you? He tried to take it. Do you know that person's name? Yes. Who was that person? A guy by the name of Man. Did this happen around in Harlem at the time? Yes. Was he able to take your bike? No. What happened? We wrestled for the bike and I took the bike from him. Then what happened? Then I rode off on the bike and I went and got a gun. Was that after you had seen him with a gun? Yes. Where did you go and get the gun? To my house. What type of gun did you get? A 12-gauge Remington. What is that? A shotgun. Was there anything particular about that shotgun? No. And was that the only type of gun you carried back then, in 1996? Yes. What happened once you got your shotgun? I came back looking for him, and then I seen him, and then he ran in the game room. I chased him in the game room. I threatened him. What's a game room? A video arcade game room, and it was like a / restaurant, and I chased him in there. He was hiding, and then I told him, let's have a shootout. He was scared, so I was leaving, and he tried to run behind me and shoot me. Did he shoot you? No. What did you do? I shot him. What time of day did this happen? Maybe 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Did you hit him? Was he injured? Yes. Do you know where you shot him? In the chest. And did he die? No. Were there people around when you did this? Down the block, not in the area where it happened at. Did people learn about what you had done, shooting the guy with the shotgun? Yes. Did you ever get arrested for that? No. You mentioned a guy by the name of Russell Allen. You mentioned a couple of people. Did you know him at that time? Yes. I show you Government's Exhibit 31. This is in evidence. Can you tell us about him? Yes, that's Russell Allen. How do you know him? We grew up together. He was also from Harlem, is that right? Yes. Now, the result of this shooting incident, was that one of the reasons why you stopped selling crack cocaine? No. But after that, did you start selling cocaine? Yes, I was selling cocaine in 97. How long did you sell cocaine for? From 1997 to 2003. You mentioned you also know an Emmanuel Mosley, is that right? Yes. Showing you Government's Exhibit 26. Can you tell us who that is? Yes, that's Emmanuel Mosley. How did you meet him? I met him through Les. Did you know what Les's relationship was with Mosley? He sold drugs for him. And what kind of drugs were they selling? Cocaine and crack cocaine. You said that Mr. Mosley had hired you to do those 2 murders, is that right? Yes. Can you explain to the jury the first time that you met Mosley? I met Mosley through Russell Allen. Can you describe the circumstances? He came to my house. He propositioned me 2 or 3 times about doing a murder with him, and I turned him down. The third time he came, he offered me more money. He said it was a substantial amount of money involved, and I agreed to it, and then he took me and introduced me to Emmanuel Mosley. He told me this is a guy we would be doing hits for. Let me back you up there. You said the first couple of times you said no, is that correct? Yes. Who were you having that conversation with? Russell Allen. And when he said it's for Mosley, did you know who Mosley was? I never met him before. I knew him through him, but he never introduced me personally to him. He told me before that was his friend. So Russell Allen told you that was his friend? Yes. Did you know Mosley by any nickname?
Salute.
Dog. Dog? Yes. And you said ultimately you agreed to it, is that right? Yes. Why did you agree? Because he said it was more money involved. Who is he? Russell Allen. Okay, did he mention an amount, a number at that time? He said it was going to be anywhere between 175 and 250,000. So once you agreed with Russell Allen, did you then meet with Mosley? Yes. Can you tell us when you met him? I believe it was the same day or the next day. Do you remember where you met him? On 149th Street and 8th Avenue. Do you know if he lived there or if he was from there? Well, I know his family lived in 150th Street. And at that time, did you have a discussion about the murders? No. What happened then? He just introduced me to him. Did at some point Russell Allen...
Now there's a scene in number 3 where they actually showed the videotape what was on it, and you see E-Money Bag's Jeep sitting on the corner, and somebody's recording E-Money Bag's on the certain block of Queens. This is the actual person that was involved with that situation. He's on the stand testifying basically against eBay, but this is how the situation occurs. Because eBay was involved with the Big Nose Troy situation.
Explain to you who the murders were for? He said that dog was going to pay us to do the murders. And did you have any information other than dog, Manny Mosley, was going to pay you? No. Did you know who the victims were? No. And did you learn any purpose or reason behind why these murders were to be committed? No. At some point, did you go to Queens, Mr. Smiley? Yes.
Now look at this. 3 people passed away in a the man got life over a lemon. A car that was a lemon. Nothing more than nothing that was $3,000. Allegedly. The man got the rest of his life in jail. And 3 people have passed away. Troy, Bags, Just.
Can you tell the jury how that came about? Well, after I agreed to be involved with the murders, I believe it was the next day, Russell Allen picked me up and he told me to come down to the block with him. Mosley was down there and they met us with a Jeep and they drove us out to Queens. Who is they? It was Russell Allen, Tripp, myself, and Mosley was driving. Okay, you said Tripp. Do you know who that person is? Yes, Barry Broughton. Had you met Barry Broughton before that day? Yes. How did you know him? He's like family to one of my friends. And do you know what he did for a living? Sold drugs. Showing you Government's Exhibit 28. Do you recognize that person? Yes. Who is that? That's Tripp. So you said...
Cream said something in the documentary, number 3. He said there was a certain cop that they had actually in the documentary that was on him, that was sweating him. And this cop was really sweating him. Cream had an ID, I guess, when he got stopped in Harlem with a gun, whatever. Some marijuana, whatever the case may be, and the ID he used. I think there was a double homicide somewhere in Baltimore. Somebody got killed, and they kicked the doors in, and they found, I think, an ID and some type of gun range paperwork with the same name that Cream used in New York. They take evidence out of the house, and this is why we're here now. Because a part of the evidence was a tape. Videotape. It was actually a videotape. The videotape is of somebody's watching E-Money Back. As they recording it, they're talking. So he might have been saying some things that's incriminated on the tape. In the documentary, they showed it. They actually showed that. Now, did they obtain the evidence legally? We don't know. It's sort of sus that 2 people passed away and an NYPD cop is on the scene, or just a New York officer, and he just has a feeling that Supreme's a part of this when he run this fake ID. Even though the ID said Maryland or whatever state it said, he just felt that this is Supreme from the Preem team. So it's weird. It's a lot of wickedness going on. It's a lot of wickedness because this cop says that he had the evidence and he probably pieced it together about how he got the evidence, how they just knew to send it to this cop, and this cop did his due diligence and was able to put Queen with the videotape. It's not so much the videotape as what was being said as it was being recorded, and this is why we're here now.
The next day after you agreed to it, so you, Mosley, and Tripp left in the car, is that correct? Yes. Do you remember who was driving? Mosley. Do you remember what kind of car? I believe it was a Range Rover. Where did you go? To Queens. Are you familiar with Queens, Mr. Smiley? No. Do you know where you went to that day? Jamaica, Queens. And what happened once you got to Queens? We got to Queens, we parked by a lake, and after we parked by the lake, Mosley got out. He went and talked to some guy, and after he was talking to the guy, he came back to the Jeep. He told us we was going to stay in a hotel overnight. So we drove down the block, a few blocks down. We stayed in a hotel overnight until the next day. You said you went near a lake, is that right? Yes. And you saw Moses speak to some guy? Yes. Did you later learn who that person was? Yes. Who was that person? Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Kenneth Supreme McGriff? Kenneth. Did you know who that person was? Not at the time because they was from a distance. Later on, I learned who it was. When I seen him, I recognized him. How did you recognize him? Because I seen him before. Did you know of him? Yes. What did you know that he did for a living? That he was ruthless in the streets? Showing you Government's Exhibit 32. Do you recognize that person? Yes. Who is that? Kenneth. Is this the person you saw Mosley speaking to near the lake? Yes. Did you ever have any conversations with McGriff? No. I'm also going to show you now what's been entered into evidence as Government's Exhibit 2002A, C, and D. Do you recognize that photo? Yes. What's that a photo of? That's the lake. This is 2002C. Is that where you first saw Mosley speaking to McGriff near there? Yes, near there. You said the first night you stayed at a hotel. What was the reason you stayed at the hotel? I don't know. Did you end up staying at a place the second night? He took us to a...
Now this part of the video might become graphic. Definitely rest in peace. E-money bags. We send our condolences to the Smith family. But this is public record. A lot June was popping. It's gonna get graphic right now. When you watch the DocuSeries, they actually showed a video, somebody recording, but they didn't mention the words, but they said that there was things being said on the videotape of the recording. So again, when we speak about these social networks and dudes talking too much, you have to keep in mind that people was doing that before the internet. The person was on, that was recording something, saying some incriminating things that led back to where we at now. Like I said, we have to say a legend. You don't know, E-Money Bags might have had a beef with somebody else, or it was went someplace else, we don't know. One thing I know to say is, there's 3 individuals that passed away in the man doing life. Not for what he's known for, getting money, but for 2 homicides over a Jeep, a lemon. Pride. Pride, I have us sitting down for the rest of our life. Pride. Who you think you're talking to? Do you know who I am? I can't allow me to give you your money back. You can't tell nobody else that you called me and I paid you your money back. You know why you're not? Get out of here. It wasn't worth it, man. It wasn't worth it. But then you gotta say, it's easy for me to say that. But a good friend of mine didn't die, passed away on the side of me in the car. Didn't get shot. Wound up passing away. So now it's not about the money anymore. Do I think it was about some things make sense, certain things don't make sense? PM could have got any hitter in Queens that killed E-Money Bags. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. He could have went on any corner and threw a bunch of young boys in the car, and they could have gave E-Money Bags the business. So it sounds a little more different. Did E Money Bags with another beef? We don't know. But it's just hard for me to believe that he went to some dudes that he don't know to hit somebody. He might have had a mutual friend that had a beef with E Money Bags. Like, yeah, I know, son. I know where son be at. I get you to drop on son, or whatever the case may be. But that's, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that wasn't the case. I'm just saying that Queen would have did better, allegedly, getting some hitters from Queens. But why would he keep the most incriminating evidence in his life, him being an OG and just knowing better? Why would he keep that in the stash house that he probably thought would never get the doors kicked in? Is beyond my imagination. Remember, the police has an animosity with him because they still feel that he was a part of Cop Shop. Yeah, you wasn't down with it, but you was cool with Fat Cat Nichols and Pappy Mason. You know, America right now, Fat Cat just made a parole board. That's amazing. He's in jail. He was in jail for killing his parole officer. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button, man. His enforcer is in jail for the rest of his life and putting a hit out on a cop. And just for record's sake, when Pappy did have a chance to speak a few years ago, Pappy said Fat Cat never told him. And a couple of OGs said that the only person Fat Cat told on was himself. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to see his mother do the rest of her life in the penitentiary. So he sucked everything up. Because, again, not one person produced a document saying Cat told him. So, again, was it an opportunity to link Queen to something finally? Or because it was assumed in the streets that some of the guys that, one of the guys that was a part of the shooting of Officer Burns was a Supreme Team member. That was the gossip running around the mean streets. We know it to be fact or fiction. We don't know. He wasn't there. But America never forgave him. The law enforcement at least never forgave him. You know what, Irv Gotti? Listen, watch the third one. They told him, LA Times told Irv Gotti, they came after you because you was affiliated with him. Law enforcement never forgave him. The innocent cop, though, Preem had nothing to do with that. Preem team had nothing to do with that. They still guilty by association. The same way allegedly Big Nose Troy died. Guilty by association. Okay, I murdered him. Kill him. That's his man. He may come back. No matter how many friends E Money Bags had that was in the street, rappers, non-rappers, goons, killers. They felt out of anybody's gonna come back, it's gonna be him. So it sounded like a rocky case, but the only link to Preem was just that passing away, and allegedly E Money Bags doing it. E Money Bags having a beef with him over a Jeep. We don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It's weird that one cop was really, if you listen to the cop, Preem wasn't lying, man. This cop was like a fan of mine. Like, he was on me. Did the cop go above and beyond? You don't know what's on that video tape. They never played the recording of what the person was saying on the tape. Like I said, E-Money Bags, if you're from Queens, don't let anybody fool you, man. North side and south side is not that far from each other. He could have got any hitter to hit E-Money Bags. You know E-Money Bags was a hitter. He could have went to Queensbridge. He could have went to Astoria. Yo, son, you know how to make. He could have went to Left Rack. He could have went to Polydor. You know what I'm saying? He could have went to Ravenswood. Yo, son, Robert shoots up. So it's sort of weird that he went to some Harlem cats that he really didn't know. Went up their reputation. That was an ill chance. You know what I'm saying? And they're saying things that sound sus. Let me get the 20th light before I press that button. Let me get the 20. Because it's sus. How do you go somewhere and you don't know what housing complex you're in front of? Nobody does that, son. I'm not going, yo, son, meet me in Brownsville, where? On Sutter Ave. But probably, if you notice something, Dog, Manny, and this guy, they both said you went to a housing complex that they didn't know, but they knew a lake was there. We all know that Baisley's right by a lake. We all know that. But do you really believe that he met these niggas by his mother's house? He's not by his family house? Or are we gonna sit here and believe because if it's by the lake, it didn't meet him by the projects. They met him by the park, Baisley Park. What's closer to the park is the bricks. You know what I'm saying? Baisley is not across the street come on, son. Baisley is not across the street from Baisley Park. Actually, the bricks ain't across the street from Baisley Park. Though yes it is when you get close to 121, you go towards Rockaway. So you telling me that these fools came from uptown, yo, meet me by a pond. Yo, meet me by a pond. You don't know what housing complex you was in front of. He wasn't in front of a housing complex. He was by the bricks, bro. Where Nicki Minaj live at, where Jew Banging him is at. You go further up, towards Rockaway. But when police want you, they gonna put it together. They both said that. They didn't know. Don't let me have to play Manny joint. Yo, I met him in Queens. I didn't know where I was at. In front of a housing complex. This is so now it sounds rocky, but they got the only piece of evidence they really got against him is this videotape, shorty talking, and then there's a beef. Yo, you got him, and dude's telling, and it's this hit. I'm not a private investigator, but you know and I know, you know Baisley is not across the street from Baisley Pond, man. There's a high school over there. You know what I'm saying? With that Jackson, that's Andrew Jackson. Who's from Queens? Who's from Queens? Who's from Queens? I'm not going to say that he wasn't a part of it. What I'm just saying is, you Queens cats, you're going to let, you hear the testimony, it doesn't make sense. What housing could, y'all know Baisley Projects is not by, it's by, Baisley Projects is by the park. We know that. But he's trying to say he met Prima from his mother's house. Because the park right across the street, when you come on Fox, right? Right into Fox. You got the houses, then you got the projects, you got the park. You're telling me that Queen met you stupid niggas in front of his mother's house? But this is all speculation. You have to go to Queens to realize this. You ain't gotta like my content, but y'all Queens niggas, are you trying to say that Queen met them in front of his mother's house by a pond? Queen's old house where he grew up at is by Baisley Pond. I'm gonna meet some niggas I don't know that I might have killed something. Yo, this is where my mom, meet me by my mom's crib. Come on, man. You Queens niggas can't go for that. We don't know what's going on. I don't know the mathematics of the economics, but let's deal with the facts. That's facts. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? When you're riding through, going from Baisley Projects, you're cutting through Fox, Sufton, going towards Southside. Queen did not meet them niggas by his mother's house. God forbid this shit go wrong. Yo, that nigga, boom, boom, boom. Read about some projects we didn't know about. Now, you know and I know Baisley is dangerous. Baisley is not. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Thank you. Where Queens is at, bro? That's what you're gonna see. A high school. Now we about some projects that we ain't know about. Baisley projects is like grounds with houses. A bunch of dudes is outside actually on the Ave. Y'all know. Man, cats be in that park. You tell me you met somebody thinking that Queens is that, like you played a part like it was some type of hip hop, KRS One that bridges over type of. You know, we met him by our projects we didn't know, like Queens is soft. You know what I'm saying? Like where you met him at? Seriously speaking, you telling me you went and met this nigga in some projects that you don't even know about. They both saying that we met him by a pond. They're sticking with the same story, but we met him somewhere by a pond. Because they know the pond, okay, that's where his mother lived at. Yeah, say that. Say you met him by the pond. But you know and I know, you've been in Queens, bro. You gotta actually leave the park to hit the projects. You know what I'm saying? You have to leave the park to hit the projects. The only thing the closest thing to what they're talking about is Queen Old Mother House. And I doubt he had them dudes meet. It didn't make sense then. We met him in front of a crib across the street from a basketball court in a housing complex. That would make sense. South Jamaica, Queens. Where's the South Side at, bro? Y'all know. So these dudes is telling the story. Queen might just be guilty of word, enemy of it, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a drop on something. That might be the only thing Queen might be guilty of in this situation when it came to that. These dudes probably did some funny money shit to some other cats. Some other dudes are probably gunning for them niggas. Yo, son, I get the drop. Whatever the case may be, y'all do what y'all do. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Because don't get it twisted. E Money Bags wanted to be a rapper. So I'm pretty sure he brought these Stickum Kid niggas with him, and he probably booked a couple of good niggas. I'm not coming up with a conspiracy theory, but I'm not going to sit here and believe that E Money Bags gave up his life in the street. He wasn't making millions in the hip-hop game. We know that. He wasn't getting paid $5,000 a show. He was trying to get to that point. He was trying to get there. No disrespect, man. Media creates these weird narratives. We hear a nigga telling who said he met somebody like South Jamaican Queens is soft. Yo, I met a nigga by projects. Like, who ain't gonna go, yo, son? He can't even give you a project. Yo, son, the DA would have said, what projects you met him by? What he would have said? Oh, what he would have said? Andrew Jackson? High school? Why would Queen, an old guy that knows better, who's known to be on the South Side, I have you meet him in his territory? I don't think he was slipping that much. Like I told you, he could have got any hitter from Queens to take care of that. E-Money Bags was a hitter. Look what Manny Mad Dog said. I'm about to play the recording again with son. Yo, Queen did say he was a hitter, be on point. Like he was scared of the nigga. Like, yo, son, I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna pay y'all niggas to do it. So think about it. If I don't meet you dudes in the club, E-Money's still alive. E-Money Bags is still alive. I don't want to kill him. I'm gonna pay y'all niggas. I didn't want to pay him back. I didn't want to pay him $1,400, but I'm gonna give y'all niggas $50,000 to kill him. The math is only been added up in this math. Cause somebody please tell me the math. I didn't want to pay this nigga $1,400. He killed my man. I'm gonna give y'all niggas $50,000. Smoked actually $100,000, whatever. I want both them niggas dead. Yo, why you want Troy dead for? He's gonna avenge his death. How many other people E-Money Bags is cool? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We allow people that tell to create narratives. We allow them to create these weird narratives. We see it all the time. One person say one thing, another person say another thing. I never told nobody from New York. I read Wayne Perry's paperwork. Our post actually mentions the guy he bought 9 guns for to kill people. But I ain't talking about New York. I ain't do all that. Just imagine what jail son's sitting in. You know what? That's talking about the dead. I'm just being honest with you. You gotta stop going with half these dudes that told, yo, everybody I told on is dead. You know what I'm saying? Then you actually read some paperwork. Nah. So I listen to the dudes that's telling, man, because they got a chance to create a new narrative. I'm not gonna say Preem wasn't involved, but that was a situation where Preem was fucking with a nigga, and these niggas come through, you meet them niggas, all of a sudden Preem is starstruck with you Harlem niggas. Since when have these Queens money niggas been starstruck with the Harlem niggas? Okay, I heard you get money, son, so I'm gonna see you again. Since you with my man and you an official nigga, I'm gonna pay you for a hit. I don't know you from a hole in the wall. Mind you, the nigga he paid for the hit is on the stand saying how he dropped the ball when niggas robbed his mother house. Get the fuck out of here. You know what son said? Yo, nigga robbed my mom's crib. We seen the nigga. They had the guns and they was scared. He put a mask on his head and he ran. Come on, son. Man doing the rest of his life for a fucking lie. Only thing that put him to this whole crime is a fucking videotape. You know what I mean? In street gossip of he had a beef with E-Money Bags, and E-Money Bags allegedly shot Black Just. But the funny part was, if that was the word in the street, right? Why the homicide D's they get on the stand saying, yeah, we was looking for this nigga E-Money Bags for a homicide of Black Just. So the only thing that come out of this was the niggas that's creating this narrative and saying, yo, he paid us to kill this nigga because they killed this man. Let me tell you something about Black Just. Black Just is from Harlem, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He got hitters in Harlem. What you think? Black Just was just running around being cool? You think when Preem was locked up and Black Just was still on the street, you don't think he had niggas that personally loved him that would have killed E-Money Bags? No disrespect to E-Money Bags. Do you not think that you needed Preem the one to kill E-Money Bags for killing Black Just? Come on, man. Y'all can't go with the dudes just telling information. It's gonna be to their advantage. But it has to make sense. Nigga say he met a nigga project by the pond. So Preem would have met a nigga by his mother's house. Yeah, his mom's though the police told you that story. They say you met him by the pond. See, I know what pond he is. See, we know the pond, right? Baisley Pond. Why would I meet these niggas I'm paying to do a hit to meet me in my territory when they know I'm Preem? Come on, man. Some shit just gotta make sense. The only thing that doesn't really make sense is how the fuck does he keep the videotape in the crib, in the stash house? Can somebody answer this question? Before I play the rest of this testimony, can somebody please answer that question? How do the police keep the fucking videotape in the stash house? So it took Preem to put 100,000 or 50,000 up to kill these niggas, and nobody loved Black Just. In Baltimore. It's found in Baltimore, son. I like that. Escobar, salute to you, bro. It's found in fucking B-Mall. Come on, son. They got that dirty ass cop playing that shit. Do you see that little smirk on his face? When he heard when Preem said, yeah, you had this one cop, he didn't know nigga was standing there. Well, you had this one cop, he was sweating me, he's on my back, but he was jocking me. That cop from the cop shit. He's one of them cops that they felt like, come on, son. That's the only thing that tied to this whole thing is a videotape. They wanted him, bro. Listen to the testimony. I don't know if y'all been in Queens. I used to be in Queens. On Fox. You cross the street on Fox, you're in the basketball courts on one side. When you walk through the park, going towards Baisley, it's houses. You You know what I'm saying? There's houses on them side blocks. You physically have to walk out towards Baisley. With a box of DVDs, like back in the days, you kill somebody, throw some crack valves on them, they say that over drugs. Yo, it's a drug war. Y'all think that movie, I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, was a really comedy shit. That's some real shit. You got shot with a chain on, oh, he died over drugs. Then they figure this shit out later. You got died over, you got shot because you owed the nigga some money. You know what I'm saying? Now with no drugs, some other shit. Come on, man. I'm not here to try to be prime lawyer, but there's some shit just gotta make sense. Like, nobody else loved Black Chester. There was no love in the. Though he's been in Queens all these years, he got Harlem connections. No, like he ain't gonna go, yo, son, eat money bags. He tells the nigga allegedly, yo, be on point. He's a hitter. Cream could have went on any corner with $1,000. Yo, son, get in the car. You know what I'm saying? $1,000. I know where E-Money's at right now. There was nobody he could have called. He said, yo, you see E-Money bags? Why record it for? Why am I having you record something when I just have a nigga sit outside the crib in a car? Or I heard he be on 110th Avenue. I heard he be on 220 in the house. I'm not conspiracy theorist. Some shit just gotta make sense. Queen could have just sat out there and had to drop one of them. I'm gonna sit right here, I'm gonna sit in the cut. Yo, yeah, word, you get this nigga right here, son. That's when you fuck with Shorty, I'm gonna send my man at it. Because most niggas in the hood, they get comfortable on certain blocks. Okay, he always come through here. And that sounds weird, going to a gun range. He a federal nigga. You know what I'm saying? He's a fed. But I mean, federal nigga. Innocent. I can't possess a gun. I got a state case. Once you get an F, you can't. You telling me that this new image of certain time, he's gonna go all the way. They really wanted a conviction. See, with a gun license, you're possessing a weapon. All that fake forgery shit. Forgery gets you more time in the feds. But other cases, they really want to stick it to him. And they really got to stick it to him, bro. They really want to stick it to him, bro. The testimony's bullshit. The testimony, but like he said, they froze up all the assets. They took Billy Ink's money. He had nobody to fight with him. So what did he have? A federal legal aid who's never won a trial, never freed nobody out of 40 years. All because it's a reminiscence of we finally got it. It's just like with OJ. When OJ went to jail for the 12 years. No, even though we couldn't get him on this one, we got him on this one. Trying to steal his memorabilia back. You know what I'm saying? In Vegas. Remember that? Let's go back to the content. Salute to the fucking chat.
House across the street from the lake. When you say us, who are you talking about? Les, Tripp, and me? Who took you? Mosley. Let me show you Government's Exhibit 2002A. What's that a photo of? That's the house we stayed in. Where did you stay in that house? In a basement apartment. Now, what was the reason that was given to you as to why you needed to stay in the house? We were staying in the house because they had people out looking for the guys that we supposed to kill. Who explained that to you? Well, Les told me first, and then the guy, Divine, he broke Divine, and Divine explained things to us. He showed us pictures of the guys, and he said they had people out looking for him. When they find them, we were staying at the house close by. When they find them, we could go to the area and kill them. Had you met Divine before that? No. Did he have a nickname other than Divine? No. What's his nickname other than Divine? How about? How about? Yeah.
Didn't he just say no? She said, did Divine have an alias? He said no. Did Divine have an illness? Yeah, how about? You stay at the crib, you don't know you staying at. Just,
What was your understanding of who How About worked for? Supreme. When Divine explained to you they had people looking for the victims, is that right? Yes. Did you ever look for the victims? Yes. And you said, did you stay at that house for some time? Yes. Who stayed at that house with you? Les stayed there, Tripp stayed there, I stayed there, and then like 2 days later they brought TJ. Did Mosley ever stay there? No. Who is TJ? TJ was another one of the shooters. Showing you what's already been entered as Government's Exhibit 57. Who is that a photo of? That's TJ. How About said they would have people looking. Is that right? Yes.
they got somebody looking, but you got the video recording of what block he's on. So how about could have got anybody from Queens, but he got you fools riding around, and he gonna tell you to go on a block you never been on before? So he gonna ride around and go, they gonna eat money back, and we go shoot back around so they get these idiots so they can shoot the corner up. Listen to the testimony. Listen to this shit, man.
You also looked for the victims? Yes. How did you do that? How About used to drive us around because he knew the victims personally, so he used to drive us around and look for them. How often did you look for the two intended victims?
Mind you, they had a videotape of where he actually would hang out at. The whole videotape of where he would be at certain times. This is the block. That's the whole purpose of videotaping to prove, like, yo, so this is where he be at. You don't believe me? Look, I'm recording right now. This is where he be at. He was such and such, and such and such.
Every day. For how long, do you know? For about a week, week and a half, somewhere around there. And were you ever with Mosley looking for the victims? Yes. And was that every day also? No, Mosley was there one time. And do you remember that one time you looked for victims with Mosley? Yes, he was in a different, separate car. Was this always in Queens? Yes. Now, you said at some point, you said How About had shown you a photo? Yes. Who did he have a photo of? Moneybags. Was it a clear photo? It was a real tiny, small photo. It was real small. It was clear. Did you ever have a photo or see the other victim, Troy? No. Now, did there come about a time when you actually saw Eric Smith? Yes. What was his nickname? Moneybags. Can you tell us what happened on that day? On that day, we was in a house, and I guess Divine got a call, and he said that somebody shot the victims, and he told us to get ready. So we had geared up.
That's what he said. Somebody called and said they shot the victim. If they shot the victim, why are you niggas gearing up for? This is what he just said. Listen to the testimony. He just said, yo, Divine got the call that they just shot the victim. So what the fuck is y'all saddling up for? You know what I'm saying?
Put on bulletproof vests and got the guns ready. That was down in the basement. And then they came and picked us in a car. Divine came and picked us up. And Tripp, Les, TJ, myself got in the car with him. He drove us to the site where the victims was at. Okay, now you said you got a phone call first, is that right? Divine. Divine got a phone call? Yes. Okay, and Divine was staying at the house? No, he came down to the house. Okay, where did you have the gun 37 in the basement? Yes. Were those your guns? No. Whose guns were they? Supreme McGriff.
Boom. How you got to say, yo?
Once you were picked,
Yo, son, you can't make this up. Obviously, it was dumb. It was Preem's gun. They shot him. Preem, homeboy, Divine driving him around. How about driving him around? But Preem couldn't get a Queens nigga to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot cheaper. Listen. With all this gang shit going on, all this blood clip, he couldn't find a simple nigga, a shooter. Queens got a bunch of shooters. Listen, get in the car. What's up? Got some pain. We're gonna put it, man. This is, you can't make this up. Preem is in jail with some cop shot shit. He might have been involved, but I don't think this one was his beat. He was going to the good change, yeah?
do you remember what kind of car Divine picked you up in? I believe it was a Crown Victoria. And what happened? Where did you go? We drove to the site where the victim was at, and he said that that was his Jeep. It was a silver Navigator. Who said that? Divine. Okay, so what happened? So Divine stayed in the car. We, Les, Trip, and TJ got out the car, and we started running up to the Jeep. Okay, was that E-Money back?
Did he say, call on, pardon me? Yeah, the E-Money bags, this is it right here. Did he say before that Divine got a call saying that they shot E-Money bags? And then they geared up, put vests on, went and got the guns? So if he's shot, by the time y'all get there, he's supposed to be all, at least, there supposed to be 50 cops there. This must be a secluded part of Queens. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? No, that's on the north side somewhere. That's what he said. Oh, boy got the call that someone shot his suit up, which is weird. Son shot. Why would we go in an area where somebody's hit at? We have to drive into all type of police and not cop. This is this man's testimony, man, and this is what Queen is in jail for. This type of testimony.
Yes. Okay, what did you do? Well, it was one person that was talking to him on the passenger side through the window, standing talking to him through the window. He ran off. TJ shot at him, and then he ran through the backyard. TJ and Les chased him, and me and Trip ran to the Jeep. What happened at the Jeep? Trip shot the driver. Do you know how many times? I'm not sure how many times, but it was around 9 times. Did you?
The E-Money bags attempt to drive off. You're gonna take a shot, your boy runs. You're gonna sit there and just look and go, oh. He's not gonna hit the gas. Like there wasn't a crash, like you hit him, or he just sat there and said, I'm gonna take it. That's what he said. They hit him like 10 or 15 times. Like, did he just, like, so basically, did y'all hit him first? Or when you're shot, he didn't react to that? Because you just said they took a shot, his man ran. Then you ran up on him. So he just sat there and amazed? Come on, bro. I mean, this is just dirty police work. You know what I'm saying?
Did you fire a gun? Yes. How many times did you shoot? Around 15 times. And that was into E-Money bags, is that right? Yes. Was he seated in the car? Yes. Do you remember what kind of gun that you had? A Tech 9. Do you remember what kind of gun Trip had? He had a 9mm handgun. Now you said Trip had shot him first, is that right? Yes. And where did Les and TJ go? They ran through the back alley, like through the houses. Did either of them ever fire at E-Money bags? No.
June. That could be a problem, right? Did you ever stay somewhere where shots was going off and you stood there like, I know they ain't shooting at me? In my lifetime, no. If I was on the corner and they hit the corner up, I'm gone. I never sat, like I never stood around for the, yo, I know they ain't shooting at me. But it could be different. E-Money back might have been high. I'd have been out. So you heard what he said. The guy that the first shot, they was chasing his boy, He was chasing his homeboy. E-Money Bag stood there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just hearing the testimony. So, E-Money Bags had a chance to hit the gas. He didn't crash. He sat there while he gave you a chance to spin on him and then hit him up. He didn't hit the gas. Most dudes hit the gas. So at least hit the gas. Oh shit, you're shooting. He sat there while his man, cause remember, when they shot, they did, hold on. You know what he said? They shot at his man. No. They shot at his man and they never shot at E-Money Bags. And his man took off. He shot at his man. Remember? They shot at his man. They just asked him. Yo, did the two guys, did they shoot at E-Money Bags? Boom. They shot at Son down. They was trying to gun Son down. These are some scary niggas, son. You know what I'm saying? If they gave E-Money Bags enough time, if he was gripped up, he could have just hit them niggas. You know what I'm saying? He could have just ding ding, come on, son. If E-Money would have had that slam on him, he had time to look and go, oh, you know what I'm saying? They were scared. Think about it. You on the block chilling, niggas shoot, boom, everybody start running. They start chasing somebody. They're chasing Son. Hold on. They're chasing Son. That's allegedly he froze. They're chasing Son. So why are they chasing him for if you're getting paid for to kill him? You're chasing somebody. You're chasing somebody, but you're totally forgetting about the whole reason why you're there for. You're there to do a hit with a nigga in a Jeep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we shot the block up, but the whole goal is this nigga. Because then when you go back to the you know what I'm saying? Son chasing Son. Then we go back into the Troy situation. You heard what they said, because Son never shot E-Money Bags. In Troy's testimony, they didn't want to pay Son, and he was plotting on killing Son. In the E-Money Bag shit. When Son was testifying, when Thor Myers was testifying about the situation, they asked him, yo, why? And he said they got mad at him because they said, yo, son, why? They said, why did you shoot Troy for? He was dead already. He good. We could have saved that gun. He said, nah, son, because remember Son that didn't shoot E-Money Bags, y'all was plotting to kill that nigga. Y'all didn't even want to pay the nigga. That was his testimony, Thor Myers. In the world testimony. So that wasn't a throw off because they'd be like, nah, we starting to throw these niggas off because they didn't want to pay Son. That wasn't a throw off. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Son shot at the wrong target, my nigga. Son shot at the wrong person. The hit wasn't Son that they was chasing, and that's what they was about. What the fuck you chasing this nigga for? If E-Money Bags was gripped up, that's why the story sounds stupid. It sounds dumb, my nigga. It's like y'all killed E-Money Bags because E-Money Bags was talking to the nigga. Y'all killed the wrong nigga, son. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? The hit wasn't for E on that one. The hit was pop. You know what I'm saying? Was popping. They thought that Son that was wrong was E-Money Bags. When them niggas, when they spun around in the Navy, that's why it doesn't make sense. He's sitting there. Nobody's gonna sit there, son. So at least he didn't hit the gas. He didn't got hit 15 times, but he didn't hit the gas at least. Yo, boom. I don't think he was sitting in that Jeep and not trying to get out that motherfucker. Oh, shots! Oh shit, dog. Let me get the fuck out of here. He know he got beat. I killed Black Just. I know niggas want me dead. I don't think E-Money Bags is that comfortable, son. These niggas is lying on the stand, my nigga. Cause remember, Thor Myers, CMB, check out Crown Court CV. What did he say? They didn't want to pay son, remember? They didn't want to pay son because he never shot E-Money Bags. So he said, that's why I shot Troy, because I'm like, fuck that, they're gonna pay me, I'm gonna fuck be dead or not. You know what I'm saying? So Sonny didn't do nothing for the cause. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know who they was shooting at. Facts. That nigga that was chasing son for no reason at all. Remember, they wanted to kill him. Remember, they was like, yo, they want to kill a nigga. Remember, they said, yes, and they want to kill him, they didn't want to pay him, they want to smoke him. Remember that? They was saying that shit at the trial, at Thor Myers. Thor Myers, CMB, they mentioned how son fucked up on that hit. Now they didn't want to pay him because he ain't hit nobody. The two niggas that hit and the one nigga who didn't hit, they didn't want to pay him. Why he chasing nigga through back alleys? Fuck was you chasing back alleys? You ain't here to chase this nigga. It's a nigga in the Jeep. These niggas lied, bro. The police are so thirsty to get these niggas didn't say anything. The only thing that links this nigga to this whole situation is he probably was just a link to some niggas that had beef with E-Money Bags, man, nigga. Cause that was the hit. E-Money Bags was the hit. He's just saying the story wrong. See, once you become a rap, you can navigate, you can put together, exactly, you can put together any story, you just gonna make it just has to make sense, right? Your niggas killed E-Money Bags, but your man, he wasn't trying to kill a nigga, he shooting at a nigga and he running. No, he wasn't shooting at a nigga and chasing a nigga, he ran. You know what I'm saying? Because he was scared. That's why you didn't want to pay the nigga. He took a shot and he ran. By that time, you was up on E-Money Bags. Y'all hit him. Y'all tried to make it look like, yo, we chased the nigga, my man, and I crept up on the nigga. We just started hitting this Jeep up. Come on, son. Definitely when you know you got beef in this shit, when you know some niggas is gunning for you for that fucking black just shit, when you know niggas is gunning for you, you that comfy? Nah, I don't.
And did Divine ever get out of the car? No. After you fired, what did you do? Everybody ran back to the car. Where did you go? Back to the stash house. Was that the house we saw on 2002A? Yes. And what did you do with the guns? Divine came down with a bag, told us to give him all our clothes and the bulletproof vest and the guns. We gave everything to him. He put it in bags and he left with it. And did you see what he did with those guns? No. Now, just to be clear, was Mosley there at the time of this murder? No. And did you see Mosley after? Yes. When did you see him? He came to pick us up a few minutes after Divine left. What happened? He came to pick us up and drove us back to Harlem. And where did you go in Harlem? To Tripp Family House. And what happened there? We split some money up. Okay, how much money? I believe it was $25,000. How much money did you get? At the time, $7,500. And who paid you? Mosley. Now, who all got paid, if you know? TJ, Tripp, Les, and myself. Do you know if TJ got paid? Yes.
His words. What did Thor Myers say? One nigga didn't get paid. This is his words. This is his word. Everybody got paid. So how come in Thor Myers' testimony in the same case, Law said a nigga ain't get paid. That's why he shot Troy Singleton. Man, the guy shot the nigga because you didn't want to pay the last nigga. You don't want to kill the last nigga. So what story is it? He got paid or he didn't get paid for not shooting E-Money Bags? You already know a nigga ain't shoot E-Money Bags because he shot a nigga and ran. chasing nigga allegedly. Whatever the story he's sticking with. That's not what Thor Myers said. Go into Crown Court's TV and check this shit out. Thor Myers' testimony. He don't say son shot and he didn't want to pay him because he chased the nigga. He just said son never shot. He just never shot what's his name. He said, yo, now he didn't want to pay him because he didn't shoot E-Money Bags. But it's hard to fight a case with shit stacked up against you. And then, like I told you, a snitch can create any story, bro. Come on, yo, June. That's what Thor Myers said. Remember, understand. What did anybody get paid? Did everybody get paid? Salute to all the wolves that's up this morning. Salute to Southern Bell. Salute to all the wolves. Check out number 3. They showed the videotape of the Navigator. They showed the Navigator. They showed the Navigator. They showed this. They just showed facts. Duke said son ain't get paid. Go in who comment section? Ain't in my comment sections. Oh. You know what I'm saying? Thor Myers, he said son ain't get, he said they want to kill one of them. Like, nah, son, he paying you. That's what he said. That's why son said he shot Troy. You know what I'm saying? It's you gotta have a real voice lawyer. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just listening to the testimony, their words in court. Now, mind you, they're presenting a case. They're presenting a case that's this is Supreme from the 80s, cop shot, took the cop, back at nickel. They're presenting this guy to be this devil already. Now you're putting together this hit theory that he met somebody in Club Moss, some nigga that he was doing a movie with. Find out to be, we hear that he got money from Jigga and all of them. A guy that he knew would put on a situation, such and such, such and such, and such and such. He meets his man, right? His man, they at Club Mars, they partying. He tells his man, yo, whatever you do, don't go holler at this nigga because he's going to try to manipulate you to do something. Why would you tell this nigga that? Then he finds another date to go to Club Mars to befriend Supreme. He bumped into him by accident. Oh, what's going on? So who really did want E-Money Bags dead? We know Prince Cream did. We know, of course, that. But who wanted him dead more than Cream? Or was Big Nose Troy and Cream and E-Bags in a sticky situation? The guy that ran, who was the guy that ran? Was that Big Nose Troy that ran? That's why y'all wanted to kill him? So who really put their head out? Was somebody seen in the car that's familiar from the neighborhood that said, yo, that was such and such, he's with them niggas ran in such and such car? I'm not Perry Mason. It just has to make sense, party people. Somebody please tell me. Yo, Joe, we in the building. Shout out to East New York, you heard? Because who ran? Who ran? Was it Big Nose Troy that ran? But he seen a face? Salute. Like, you know what I'm saying? Did he see a face? Like, oh shit, I know son. Or they seen son car? No, I gotta kill this nigga. Like I told you, Cream could have went to any random corner and threw a little nigga in the car and had take 5 and go kill a nigga. I thought it was Little Troy that took Jabo chain. I didn't know it was Big Nose Troy that did that. I thought it was Little Troy. You know what I'm saying? From Beijing. Hit it on the nose. And why did he chase him down like that when he wasn't even a job? You and I know that. You can't run around in New York with a gun. I'm going to shoot at you and chase you down. But they're telling me they're paying me 10 racks to kill this nigga in a Jeep. I'm gonna run past my bag. You know what I'm saying? The other two niggas wasn't worried about the nigga that ran. That's the part that sounds crazy, right? The other two niggas wasn't concerned that the nigga that ran was gonna come back with a gun. Don't make sense, son. It don't make sense. Let's add the mathematics stuff. Let's get the like button. It has to make sense, party people. When you sit back and think about it, like, yo, if the other two shooters wasn't worried about the nigga who ran, fuck was you worried about him for? And you're really chasing them on the block y'all, on blocks you don't know about. Y'all can't even say where your man Queen at. How the fuck is you just gonna run through Northside Jamaica, Queens like it's sweet like that? And niggas gonna see you chasing a man? Niggas don't know you. So you chasing nigga down the block you don't know. I know niggas, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna chase nigga down 113th Ave and nigga run into 110th Ave. I'm chasing you down. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. They not from Queens, son. Niggas ain't doing all that. Niggas ain't doing all that. Cause I'ma tell you, your finesse. I'ma tell you what's crazy. In Floyd Myers' testimony, he said they didn't want to pay that nigga. So it didn't make sense of him not caring, because they didn't want to pay. They want to kill him. So why would they like, yo, son, they want to kill son. That's why I shot Troy. The math gotta make sense. Yo, war on the black man. This is some real shit. And Floyd Myers, check out Crown Court CNB testimony about the Troy Singleton hit. He says they want to kill that super motherfucker. The other two niggas was a concern. He was like, how, think about this. How do you run past the hit? And actually, nah, they never killed him, son. They never killed him. He actually made the spot hot. Because he seen the nigga talking to Troy and shot at him and then chased the nigga. Come on, son. He got away, my nigga. He got away. So now, we supposed to hit a nigga. They showed us the video, they showed us the pictures, they told us what Jeep the nigga in. We see the Jeep. I'm the dumb nigga get out the car. I take the first shot. I don't even shoot at Troy. I shoot at the nigga he's talking to. Son, I shoot at the nigga that they talking to. But still in the driveway, and niggas are gonna hit the gas, my nigga. That's just a reaction. When my little man got killed in Albany, he hit a pole. I mean, nigga, I know that guy hit, trying to drive away. They got, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a nigga that was talking to E-money bags. He hit at the nigga. That's why, because they asked him specifically. The guy who shot first, who did he shoot at? They said the guy who hit first, who did he shoot at? Now, Nell was trying to get away. He just couldn't get away. Yeah, he's trying to get away. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Most dudes that pull forward, pull back. Nut couldn't get away, so he had to handle that. He was trying to get away, son. Nut was trying to, even 50 was trying to get away. Oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? It's a reaction. It's just a human body reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what set it off. Son took a shot at a nigga who was chasing son. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? See? They started chasing son. Then them niggas, they see him when the block is hot, there's shots. You know somebody gonna call police. There's shots on the block. E-money bags are still chilling. They spin around on him and dump 20 shots at him. But there was a shot. Plus, his man who shot at son, he's chasing him. So I'm pretty sure he took another shot at the nigga. But son wasn't the hit. Bags was. You know what I'm saying? They showed you the picture. They showed you the car. You jump out, hit a nigga, chase a nigga. Now, what would have happened if these dumb niggas would have just followed him chasing some stupid nigga down? You know, Bingo, war on the black man. That's it. So all the while, E-Money Bags is just chilling. Oh shit, they shooting. Plus, I see two other niggas. They creeped up behind me. They ain't thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the shit, I'm just a rapper. I was, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And what they said, what was the call said, June? Yo, they shot E-Money Bags. And son said, well, let's suit up. That was a nasty hit, son. That shit was nasty, you know what I'm saying? That shit was nasty. You know what I'm saying? That shit was nasty. But the part that didn't make it sound precise is what Thor Myers told. Because he's making it sound like they didn't want to pay son. So a precise hit would have been, that's part of the plan. That, yo, son, you're going to jump out, you're going to hit at somebody, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? This would make more sense. Because they're paid to, because that's part of the plot. We're going to distract the people. You're going to shoot at somebody, you'll chase him, he's going to be dumb, and we're going to lay this nigga out. They just, E-Money Bags just never moved. So they hit him up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, son. I'm not here to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm just here dealing with information. Yo, June, it's a dirty game, man. Yeah. I think, allegedly, Queen's pride got in the way, his ego. I think it was an opportunity. I think E-Money Bags had a separate beef. It was this opportunity, like, yo, I know a nigga who got beef with the same niggas you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Well, remember, E-Money Bags wanted to be a rapper. So he's at these events, he's popping at these parties, he's bringing these queens, niggas that's throwing guns in niggas' faces. There's niggas that they done did some funny shit too behind the scenes. We don't know. We know that Manny Mad Dog, until he did the hit, was a fucking flop. You know what I'm saying? 2, 3 niggas he was supposed to hit never got hit. Remember, a person that snitches can narrate a story. You know what I'm saying? Let me get you some throw my shout out to Crown Court TV though, you know what I'm saying? Check out the content they have on Showtime. Supreme Team DocuSeries bought by Nas. We got some more stuff for. Check out all the Supreme Team content on these YouTube platforms. Check out, they got the Murder Inc. version. They have Charles, you know what I'm saying? They have the Luke Steven version. There's a lot of versions coming out, you know what I'm saying? Yo, this shit is wicked. Thor Myers says, actually after Thor Myers testified about something else with World. Smiley testified, it's actually the same guy, Smiley. He testifies about the Troy, he gives first-hand account of the Troy situation. Now, this isn't Thor Myers. This is Detroit. Thor Myers is basically telling on eBay and World. He's telling on eBay in this hit. You know what I'm saying? This is Smiley gives first-hand account of Big Nose Troy hit at Damon and World Hardy C&B trial. Let's be clear. Let me be clear. This doesn't. Thor Myers had a little mixed up. He actually told on actually eBay and the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Fine for the legal to do.
Now, directing your attention to a couple months later in now October of 2001, did there come a time when you saw Mosley again? A couple months later, yes. Okay, after you committed this murder of Eric Smith, what did you do? Did you go back to stay at that house in Queens? No.
Yes, it's Alvin Smiley, not Thor Myers. This is his testimony at. Let's be verbally correct. Thor Myers told on eBay about other hits with World, and he told on World and the rest of them. This is the guy Smiley. He's talking about the E-Money bag situation, as well as the reason why Troy Outlaw got. Troy Singleton got hit, and how eBay was involved. Here we go. Now, we heard what he said the first time. Everybody got paid. Remember what he said? Everybody got paid. Didn't he say that? He said everybody got paid in the E-Money Bag's testimony, right? Yeah? Now he's talking about Troy Singleton.
Why not? Because the murder was committed already, and I'm just waiting for him to call us to do when they find the other person. Okay, so did you ever look for the other individual, Troy? No. But to clarify, when you were looking before you saw Eric Smith on the day of the murder, were you looking for both of the victims? At the time, I didn't know who was looking for. And you didn't know what Troy looked like? Right. Did you make any of the decisions here in terms of who to look for? Well, in the beginning, we stayed at the house. They only showed us a picture of Eric Smith. That's it. They never showed us a picture of Troy, and they never mentioned Troy's name in the beginning. They just mentioned E-Money bags. Okay, and did there come a time when you were called upon for the Troy murder? Is that right? Yes. And how did that happen? I was standing on the corner one day, and Tripp came up to me and he told me, yo, come on, we got to go put in some work. When you say put in some work, what does that mean? Murder somebody. Okay, so what happened? So I started walking with him, and he took me to a car, and when we got to the car, it was two people in the car. Who were those two people? eBay and Mosley.
eBay was down with World Crew, allegedly contracted out for the E-Money bag situation. Again, eBay was contracted out allegedly by Mosley to kill Troy Singleton.
Do you remember what kind of car it was? A PT Cruiser. And what happened once you saw Mosley? I got in the car. Okay, did you know who eBay was? No. Had you ever seen him before? No. Did you know what you were doing at that point? Where you were going? Yes. Where to? To Queens. Okay, and where did you go? Before you went to Queens, did you go anywhere? We went to 149th Street between 8th and 7th Avenue. Okay, what happened there? Mosley got out the car. We were sitting double parked, me, eBay, and Tripp, and Mosley came back with a bag a few minutes later, got in the car, and we drove off to Queens. Where did you go once you got to Queens? Back to the front of the house where we were staying at when we did the Eric Smith murder. Okay, then what happened? We sat there for a little while, and then Mosley say he going to call Divine to find out what's going on. And when he called Divine say he was going to call him back. He called him back a little while later and told him where the guy was at that we needed to go murder. And where was that? by the Van Wyck Expressway. He was at a club. Is that in Queens? Yes. Do you remember what kind of club he was at? I believe it was a sports bar. What time of day was this? This was in the nighttime. Did you end up going to that location? Yes. And who all went at that time? Mosley was driving. eBay was in the passenger seat next to Mosley. I was sitting behind the driver, and Tripp was sitting behind eBay. And can you describe the area, what the location where you went to? It was real dark, but it was close to the highway. It was just a club on the corner. You said Mosley was driving. Can you tell us what happened once you got to the location? We got to the location. It was like deserted, just basically deserted, like everybody was in the club. So we parked on the right side of the street. The club is on the left-hand side. And we were just sitting there for a few minutes. Then the guy, Troy, he started coming out of the club. I didn't know who he was, but Mosley was like, there you go, right there. And he was chatting with some girls walking. He was walking in the street. They was walking on the sidewalk. And he was walking over across the street towards our way. We were still sitting in the car. And did you see where he approached? He was going towards the Jeep. Do you remember what that Jeep looked like? I believe it was a Denali Jeep, a green Denali. Go ahead, what happened next? He hit the starter button, like the automatic start to start the Jeep up. The Jeep lit up, and at the same time, we was getting out the car to sneak around the Jeep to murder him. Do you remember who got out of the car first? eBay. Now, let me just back you up. At that time, did you have a gun? Yes. And who gave you the gun? eBay. And can you describe where you got the gun from? Were you in the car? When we were still in the car, he had a bag. He passed one gun to Tripp, and Tripp told him to give me the revolver to give him the automatic. So eBay gave me the revolver, and then he gave Tripp an automatic, and he took an automatic out. And do you remember what kind of automatic either of them had? Right, yes. So you said eBay got out of the car first, is that right? Yes. Do you remember if you got out, were you behind the driver or were you behind the passenger? I was behind the driver. Behind Mosley? Yes. And at the same time, we was getting out the car to sneak around the Jeep to murder him. He was walking in the street, they was walking on the sidewalk, and he was walking over across the street towards our way. We were still sitting in the car. And did you see where he approached? He was going towards the Jeep. Do you remember what that Jeep looked like? I believe it was a Denali Jeep, a green Denali. Go ahead, what happened next? He hit the starter button, like the automatic start to start the Jeep up. The Jeep lit up, and at the same time, we was getting out the car to sneak around the Jeep to murder him. Do you remember who got out of the car first? eBay. Now, let me just back you up. At that time, did you have a gun? Yes. And who gave you the gun? eBay.
Now, why would eBay give him a gun for? If the guy who hires him, he's hanging out with, he's with, that's his man. Why would eBay be the one that hold a bag of guns? This experienced killer from Brooklyn. So you're telling me this hitter from Brooklyn is playing Sun games, holding the guns for their hits. You're gonna take the 9. You got the 380. Or was he there to make sure that y'all don't fuck this up? Because the first time y'all almost fucked that up. Had E-Money bags been on point, you'd have got away. So now you got to bring the guy. You got to make sure this hit happens. No fuck ups. Nobody gets shot at. Nobody runs to chase nobody. You got to make sure that this shit does not go wrong. You have to make sure this. Preem isn't dealing with eBay. eBay's dealing with the Harlem nigga. eBay, so you're telling me eBay that hit his hitter, who hit the 5 good names, Crazy Queen, Peanut, Homo, the other bond, 5 good names. A Harlem nigga reaches out to him like, yo son, I'm gonna pay you for a hit to kill E-Money Bags, the big nose short. Junior Hamilton, facts. Rest in peace to Black Jess, you heard? So now the Brooklyn nigga grips him up, even though the guy who hired him for the hit is a Harlem nigga. But basically the Brooklyn niggas to make sure that you don't fuck this package up, because you almost fucked up the E-Money Bag situation. So that's why the Brooklyn niggas here for. You niggas is rookies, cookies and rookies. This is a vet.
And can you describe where you got the gun from? Were you in the car? When we were still in the car, he had a bag. He passed one gun to Tripp, and Tripp told him to give me the revolver to give him the automatic. So eBay gave me the revolver.
eBay's passing the toys around. This is crazy. So who hit? Was this allegedly? Was this a Supreme hit? Or was this a hit out of Brooklyn? That niggas didn't want to attach to Brooklyn, so you find some Harlem niggas to do it. Well, I know a nigga from Harlem, he probably out of the night get a couple of dollars out of it. The only thing involving Preem was y'all had a mutual enemy. E-Money Bags. Oh, y'all want him dead too? I know somebody would get the drop on them niggas. Allegedly. That's why he probably kept it.
And then he gave Tripp an automatic, and he took an automatic out. And do you remember what kind of automatic either of them had? 9mm. So you said eBay got out of the car first, is that right? Yes. Do you remember if you got out, were you behind the driver or were you behind the passenger?
Now we know eBay's a hitter. We know he's a hitter. These other niggas is rookies. He's a hitter.
I was behind the driver. Behind Mosley? Yes. And what happened next? What did you see? eBay got out, then Tripp got out, then I went out behind Tripp. I was third. Mosley stayed in the car. Okay. And we went in that order and we snuck around the Jeep and the guy wasn't paying attention. He was arguing with the girls. And then eBay ran up on him and shot him, and then Tripp shot him, and then I shot him.
eBay made sure this nigga was dead. I'm not gonna sit here and believe this Harlem nigga told him, told eBay, Cream is gonna pay you, he's giving me 50,000. I'm gonna give you 7,000 to kill Big Nose Troy. When you get millions of dollars with this motherfucker world in Bed-Stuy. I'm not gonna sit here and believe that, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and believe that. I can't co-sign that. I can't. There's no way that I see him taking 7 racks to kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? When he killed the who's who. I understand if he said, he gave niggas like 50,000 for the hit. Okay, that's respectable.
Now, just to clarify, when you said you guys were you guys pulled up behind the car that you saw Troy go toward? No, we were maybe 2 cars behind him. Okay, so 2 cars behind? Yes. Is that right? And you were facing towards the club? Well, the club is on the left-hand side across the street. We was on the right-hand side facing directions right. facing the club? Yes. And how far away were you from Troy in terms of where the car was that Mosley and you were in and eBay versus where Troy was when he came out towards his car? 3 car lengths. And when you saw eBay get out of the car, did he go towards the road or did he go towards the sidewalk? The sidewalk. And did you see where eBay shot Troy? The upper body. When he shot him, what happened to Troy? He fell. And then you said Tripp shot him? Yes. Do you remember how many times eBay shot him? No, I don't remember. Do you remember how many times Tripp shot him? No. And how many times did you shoot him? Maybe twice. Do you know where he shot him? Me? Yes. Oh, yeah, in his lower, stomach. And at that point, where was he in relation to the car? Maybe about 3 or 4 feet away from the driver's door. What happened after eBay shot and Tripp shot and you shot? We got back, Mosley was pulling out the parking spot. We got back in the car and then we drove to Brooklyn. Now, after you got into the car, did you and Tripp have any discussion? Yeah. About what? Tripp, he screamed at me. He said, why you shoot him? We already took care of that. We could have kept that gun. What was your response? I just brushed it off. Was there a reason why you did shoot him, though? Yes. What was that? To earn my money. And was there any reason why you thought you might not get paid? Yes. What was that? Because the last time when we killed Eric Smith, it was a discussion about killing TJ because he ain't pulled the trigger, so they was plotting on killing him. And were they, or not paying him? Or not paying him? Yes. Okay, so Tripp yelled at you for that, is that right?
There was only 3 people, he said. 2 niggas hit. I thought son shot and chased a nigga in the alley. That's his story the first time he testified. That's what he said. Didn't he say that? He said, yo, my man shot and chased a nigga. Now all of a sudden they didn't want to pay TJ because TJ didn't shoot nothing. They want to kill him. So now the Brooklyn nigga has to come to make sure that this doesn't go wrong. Mosley's just the getaway driver on this one. He's the short getaway driver. The only attachment to Preem is probably the fucking nigga Divine probably had a chick on the block who recorded the shit, and he just played a part so like I knew what the niggas did. Like let me say I got this. I'm gonna take the niggas over there. And them niggas let that nigga sit in jail, bro. This just sound like a Brooklyn hit, bro. It sound like allegedly the hit came out of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Tell you, Preem is guilty probably just knowing niggas and fucking with niggas like, yo, da-da-da-da. It could be, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta keep in mind, E-Money Bags wanted to be a rapper at one point in time. But at one point in time, in the game of hip-hop, World did mess with Lil' Kim. You know what I'm saying? Not just saying that, but his brother was on the scene with the boxing shit. His brother was with Mike Tyson here and there, doing, going to these concerts. These niggas were trying to get in hip-hop. One way or another, there was some type of beef created. Now, of course, Preem had all the reasons to want to kill this nigga, but this shit just sound like, okay, you got eBay. So now, how does the killing of Troy, because how does the killing of Troy, who they said Preem wanted dead, gets hired by a Harlem nigga to hit this nigga? I know he's not. I don't think he's getting money in boxing. I think his brother. I think these niggas is doing hip hop shit. He was doing all that. He was going on with the rappers. So it's not Thor Myers told on everything else on eBay, but this guy is actually Alvin Smiley. He's telling about both hits. Now this is that World's trial, a Brooklyn trial. This ain't even that Supreme trial. This is that World's trial. This ain't a conspiracy theory. Preem might be guilty of something so fucking silly. That he wasn't even thinking about these niggas, and then some shit happened, bro. It's like a Brooklyn hit. eBay, because for all that, eBay would have stepped the Preem for the hit. Yo, son, let me get, let's not kill, I'll kill both those niggas for 100 racks. That's guilty by association. But since he's Supreme, now you're the brains of this hit. And the niggas that told, look, they're telling on Preem. They're telling on Preem at World's trial. The shit sound good until they mention eBay. A man who killed 4 good hitters, A-list hitters, gets hired by a Harlem nigga, by a soft Harlem nigga, to kill Troy. When he could have did that shit on his own, fuck it, go to the club, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say soft Harlem, yeah, because he find some legal shit to do, man. Watch the DocuSeries, Nasty Nas. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Exactly. That's why it doesn't make sense. He kills a nigga for you, but you don't know that eBay was a part of your situation. Because out of all the niggas that was in the car, he was the hitter. He was a sure hitter. This is what he did for a living. Boom. Albert Smiley, you're a Harlem nigga talking about a Brooklyn nigga that passed you a gun. You're saying eBay passed you the gun and you shot such and such with the gun. He was passing the murder weapon around. But he's not the nigga paying you for the hit. Y'all got the guns from Harlem. Finesse, thank you, Finesse. Do you think he'd have killed them niggas for shorts and not try to run up on Preem like, yo, son, I just killed this nigga for you? You niggas is trying to give me 8,000-9,000? Do you think that he killed the nigga in the name of Preem? You know what I'm saying? But needless to say, this is the part 3. Check out all the content they have on this. It makes no sense. He paid a hitter that killed the hitter that would have got more money had he just went to Preem himself. Like, yo, Preem, I'll kill that nigga for you. Give me 100 racks. I'm going to make sure he dead. But I'm gonna let some Harlem nigga get in contact with me through some third party, and you're gonna give me like 5,000-6,000, and I'm gonna go with y'all uptown to get the guns. You heard what Alvin said? Tripp said, yo, why did you shoot him for? We could have kept the guns. But y'all wasn't killing nothing uptown, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Preem turned your niggas into mass murderers in 2 weeks. The only cosign y'all had that was official was that y'all killed the real one with the real one, by a real one. Allegedly. I say allegedly. It's responsible legal to do, man. Preem is a good lawyer. Somebody, I'm gonna say what party had. Somebody might even videotape E-Money bags like, yo, Preem, I got some information for you. Look, you don't believe me? Look, I got a videotape. And Preem just thought nothing of it. Threw this shit in the crib. Believe me, E-Money bags was not hard to find. You know what I'm saying? You heard what he said. There was only 3 shooters. Didn't he say that? They wanted to kill TJ. Now he says they didn't want to pay TJ because he ain't shoot. But I thought TJ got the car, shot, and he chased somebody. So how do y'all get the experienced Brooklyn nigga that's gonna jump out the window? He personally murders Big Noise Troy, making sure he dead, and get back to Brooklyn. So now, Big Noise Troy case. Yeah, it wasn't hard to find. Yeah, Ping was set up as a dirty game, man. So with that being said, remember, this is a good day. Let's take the juices in. Check out the DocuSeries on Showtime. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. It wasn't Thor. It was Alvin Smiley. But you can check out the whole testimony from the. This is actually part of the CMB case. This is crazy. This is a CMB case. Alvin Smiley's a Harlem nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know? He don't even know eBay. He met eBay that day. Yeah, the only times he had was 30 minutes of being around each other. He's testifying at World's trial about eBay. This is what you're dealing with in the streets, man. Find something legal to do. Watch your circle. Keep your circle small. Be smart. Stop trying to be friendly. With that being said, man, watch the DocuSeries. Some good stuff. Good content. And I like to thank all you guys, because in the last 2 days, I've gone in. Let me see. You know, I'll be falling back, man, but now I'm giving you a content every day, so now it's like, I've gone in close to, like, you know, man, she's doing good. So I definitely thank you. I appreciate y'all for you know, checking my content out, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. I'm coming across different. I'm having the paperwork. I'm having, you know, the testimonies, and that come over my scientific logic, in my opinion. Shout out to Crown Courts TV, who's giving me permission, you know, to use his content. Because you gotta ask for permission, just like I did with Luca. Because I know that he's doing it. Not out that. It's just out of respect. Like, I know you're doing this. I heard you about to do what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just putting it in the air. This is what I'm doing, and so because it's just about just keeping it funky. You know what I'm saying? Showtime, check it out. Clean Team documentary. What y'all think? But check out Crown Courts TV for Alvin Simmons. Thor Myers actually told on eBay about other hits. My miscommunication, able to fix that. But check it out, Crown Courts TV. You can put in Alvin Smiley. He's a Harlem nigga. It sound like the hit came out of Brooklyn. Now, what's the relationship? E-Money Bags might have got caught with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Just behind the scenes, man. You know, dudes get caught up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He got caught up, man. Sometimes it fall in your lap, but sometimes they ain't supposed to. God, boo, you right. I think he got caught up. I think he got caught up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a situation that flew across his ear. I'm gonna use these niggas to get rid of my problem. Because he probably thought he wanted to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Son took a shot at him. You know what I'm saying? But all because of a Jeep. So allegedly 3 people were dead. He's doing life in prison. Silly, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, you know, free Cream, free Prince. Please check the documentary. Nas put this one out. It's good. It's good for the culture. It's good for New York, but it shows you about the time of Jim Crow, New York. You know what I'm saying? They said Manny's home, right? I think somebody said Manny's home. One of them is home. either, because my man from Harlem was like, yo, one of them dudes is home. I don't know if it was Manny or Alvin. They said one of them is home, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. So, that being said, now look, Manny's in population. He's from Harlem. When you said Manny's in population, right? I think that videotape just put them under the gun. I'm just trying to figure out how did they go from a videotape of a G to them. It's beyond my imagination. Queen never told. So you gotta be on point. You know what I'm saying? That being said, have a blessed morning. For the low lives, shout out to Brooklyn Double L, Woody Low, nothing but love. Shout out to man Ed Medina, shout out to Spanish. I'm from Spanish Harlem. I got ties to Queens. Long way. Shout out to the old Big Soul movement. Shout out to GM family, McLean and Marley, you know what I'm saying? From the north side, from Murdoch, all of them, Colfax, and back blocks in the late 80s, early 90s. Suave, the homies on Hillside, my man G from Brooklyn, but he in Queens. What we just here, man? The El Barrio, you know what I'm saying? Every shout out to the whole El Barrio, East Harlem. Shout out to Wifey, West Side St. Louis, you heard? And with this series, I conclude with this one. I have more content coming out. I got the Cato joint. I got a whole bunch of shit coming out. But this concludes with the DocuSeries. I will keep y'all abreast to other Prince content that I got literature on, and we can speak upon it. And one thing I'm going to tell you, though, there was a difference between Fat Cat and AZ. You know what the difference was? The same guy who shot AZ in the head allegedly, or the same guys who violated AZ. AZ told on them. Allegedly, that's one of the same guys robbed AZ, robbed Fat Cat. He got him shot. You know what I'm saying? And then killed allegedly his cousin, had allegedly his cousin Isaac both been murdered. The difference in men, you had some dudes that was happy-go-lucky hustlers. You had some dudes that was not playing in the streets. With that being said, don't be the ones that's playing in the street, because things will happen. You know what I'm saying? And get in tune with the Prince. You know what I'm saying? Free Prince. Deuces.